Portland Diamond Project now looking to buy Zidell Yards right there by the OHSU tram. The founder and president of the Portland Diamond Project is Craig Cheek, and he returns to our program right now. At least I think. Hello.
Yeah. Isaac and Suke, I've missed you. How are you guys?
In the flesh.
Yes.
Oh, we're great. We are great, and we've missed you. Now, last we talked to you, or maybe it was Mike, but it was Redtail. Now it's Zidell Yards. What changed?
You know, some things, whether it's serendipitous or providential, but I think it was just meant to be that we are down on the river. We're hitting home runs into the Willamette. We got the mountain as a backdrop, West Hills behind us. All things kind of came together. As you guys know, this has been quite a journey trying to get a parcel landed, but we feel like it all came together and it's the place we're supposed to be.
Well, we're all hoping for a waterfront park. I can't think of a better view than the Tillicum Bridge on one side with Mount Hood in the background. You said hitting home runs in there, but obviously it's not nearly the size of Redtail, but I saw in the release that Redtail is still in play. Is this something where you need both, or could the Zidell Yards work without Redtail as well?
Yeah, we really want both. As you guys know, the economics of sustaining these teams are just massive. And we would have loved to have a lot more acreage to work with. We will be able to develop on the south side of Zidell Yards. So we'll have 15, 16 acres, and there'll be some cool complementary things we can do to create the energy down at the ballpark. But really adding the Redtail piece of it gives us the development to be able to really make the economics work. So we're excited about the first big piece of the puzzle to fall in, and the ballpark location is just going to be epic. But we do need that land to develop as part of our vision.
And I don't know if you can even comment on this, but I mean, is there an element? We know that the city wanted it in city limits. Redtail is outside of that, but you need the city in order to buy Redtail. Is part of this maybe just, kind of a compromise where everyone kind of gets what they want? The city gets the ballpark in the city, and you guys get what you want, which is a bigger piece of property to develop to try to make back, I don't know, the several billions of dollars that you're going to have to spend to build the ballpark. Is this just kind of a works for everyone, meeting of minds?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you just sized it up very well. And it wasn't like we were coming kicking and screaming, back into downtown Portland. We wanted to find something that worked. As you guys know, we've, put money down on other properties, tried to tie up other properties, made offers on properties. It just wasn't happening. And this particular moment in time, it all came back together. And so it's a huge win for the city, right? And we love to be part of that, bring that energy, that ballpark downtown here. And it's the right site. But the partnership is, everybody understands that it needs to work, and these ballparks are around for a long time, and we need to be a sustainable, healthy franchise. And so it did come together with a partnership that let's bring the ballpark downtown, but let's make sure that we can also have an economic development lift out into Beaverton.
So do you have a purchase price worked out with Jay Zidell, or I mean, how close are you?
Yeah, we worked very hard on the LOI and on the terms agreement. So a lot of the fundamentals are put into place, and we started yesterday on getting to the purchase sale agreement finalization. So that'll probably take 3 weeks to a month just to tick and tie, but essentially we are locking arms and good to go, and we're excited.
Okay, so because I think a lot of that business jargon, people get lost, and they just want to know you're closing the deal. So you're saying 3 weeks to a month, and this thing's wrapped up?
Yes, that would be that's how it works. You enter all of the terms agreements in the LOI. You work all those details out, and then you paper it. And so we've already moved to that level of of the process, and we expect there not to be any hiccups, and both parties are pretty excited. This is kind of the moment we've been waiting for.
Do you have renderings of that location?
We don't yet, and it's one of the reasons why we were kind of hoping to have a little bit more time before for the coming out party. But we are thrilled to have Populous cranking away. I actually just left their office about a half hour ago, and we'll go into a 6-week design process, and it'll be another great moment for us to pull those designs up. And there's going to be some iconic design work done, and I think it'll really get fans and Portlanders excited once they see, wow, that's what the ballpark's going to look like, and that's what we can dream about. So later down, the holiday, we should have that, and we'll pull that up for another moment.
So this is Craig Cheek. He's the founder and president of the Portland Diamond Project. Zidell Yards, I mean, I don't even know if this is still a thing, because I half think that perhaps the Zidell family has addressed this over time, but the environmental issue, it's the old shipyard, and there's a lot of they're just, over time, there's always rumors of a bunch of money is needed to clean up that area environmentally. Has that mostly been done? Is that going to be on you? Where are we at on that level of it?
Yeah, I probably won't comment, too deep on that, because we're kind of learning ourselves how much work has been done. I do know, if you look into the history, the last barge that shoved off was like 2017. And then Jay and the family did have aspirations and went to work on developing that. And with that came a lot of remediation on the soil. Yeah. So they have done a lot of work. As you guys have probably seen over the years, Cirque du Soleil has been down there, and they've done movie nights and all that. So it's kind of a ready-made, dirt pad right now. But we'll learn a lot more about what else needs to be done as we get into the design process. But they've done a lot of work already.
So, to be fair, you won't find bigger supporters of this idea than the two of us. But again, I think we do have to be fair, because there's a lot of people that have some skepticism. And so when they read the agreement, it's, we have whatever the due diligence period, which is, a couple months. And then you've got almost a 4-year period where you have the ability to purchase it. When I think people hear that, I think people get scared again. The rug's being pulled out. Is that purchase window of several years, is that simply the idea of you're not purchasing this, writing a check, unless Major League Baseball says, yes, you have a team, you buy the property, the shovel goes in the ground? Am I in the ballpark on that?
Yeah, I think that is definitely a big part of it, but it's not the complete picture. I think what you want to do is you want to learn and earn your way into understanding what makes sense on that property, what we need to work through, whether it's infrastructure, egress, ingress, in and out of that development. And so what you do is you do have a tail to the agreement. Our hope would be that we're both parties are wanting to jump in and roll our sleeves up and start figuring it out, that we plan on closing a lot earlier than that. But in any agreement, you give yourself some time to just get educated on everything that it's going to take. And then you are trying to land the plane with timing with MLB, right? So, but we're excited about believing that this is the site. It's a fantastic site. And now we'll go to work on making sure that we're moving as quick as possible, because we want to meet MLB's timelines.
Would you buy would you buy this land? Would you write millions of dollars check, buy this land outright without an agreement from Major League Baseball that you will get a team?
Yeah, and that is our intent. Okay. We will, and we will do everything we can to bring an MLB team here. And you got to cast that vision. But if the worst case scenario is we become property owners and land developers at Zidell Yards, we're willing to make that bet, take that risk, and then we'll develop it with the best plan possible at that time. But yeah, we're going in, buying this property, and then let's go lure MLB in.
Where are you at with MLB? That was going to be my next question.
We follow the news stories, and we stay connected. As you guys know, we've never speak on behalf of MLB, but we can honestly say that they've been very consistent that when the A's and the Rays get stabilized, they in earnest want to move aggressively towards adding 2 new teams and reconfigure the divisions and the playoff format and add 2 new teams. And so, as you guys have been watching, the A's and the Rays, a lot of progress has been made. And so we believe now the perfect timing is for us is to get ready and get caught up and be able to kind of meet that moment. So we haven't had any specific conversations. They're very aware of our effort, and they're staying very engaged. They actually would like updates regularly from us. And I think that's good news for us, good news for them, that they've got a city and a group still believing we're the best fit for the next West Coast expansion team.
Where are you, Craig, on the red tail deal with the city?
In process right now. We are having the right conversations with the mayor and the city council members, and we'd love this to happen. On this current city council's watch, and we'd love it to be another significant milestone before we move into the new charter of government in the new year.
Yeah.
So
right.
We're working pretty feverishly to try to get that done here over the next 4 to 6 weeks.
I didn't even think about that part of it.
Yeah, because right now it does appear that you have some support. Is it your understanding that it's basically down to you in Salt Lake? That as far as we know, there's not another viable option for expansion out west.
Yep, that's how we're handicapping it right now. We're the two groups the furthest along, with the most leadership involved and the best story to tell. And we think this move probably helped us leapfrog back into the pole position, and we'll begin to start telling that story. Our market, our fan base, our time zone, our rivalry with the Mariners, our weather. You name it, we think we have a great story to tell. But Salt Lake definitely has been putting their best foot forward too. So I think it'll come down between us two.
And then when you look at how you get people in and out of there, just that area, it looks like it looks tight.
Yeah.
Will you buy land across the river for parking? What are you thinking in terms of infrastructure around the ballpark there?
Yeah, great question. We're just beginning to start to figure all that out, right? Are there some ancillary properties right around there that we should be looking at? What's our partnership going to be with OHSU? They've got some parking needs. What makes sense down there? We do believe, that Silicon Crossing Bridge is one of one. I mean, when you read the plaque there, that it's the only one in North America where it's our mass transit and pedestrian bridge and no cars come across it. I just think it's going to be cool to think about our fans coming from Gresham, Milwaukee, Happy Valley, East Portland, coming to that east side, and maybe with the transformation happening at OMSI and more development there, that it just becomes this rite of passage that you cross over the bridge into the ballpark. And then east people, hey, stay east and walk over, and west, figure out how to get down there and get into the ballpark. But we'll work on a lot of infrastructure in partnership with the city and PBOT and Metro and everybody. And, we'll have probably 4 years in earnest to get it right. So I like our chances of everybody pulling together to make that as seamless and easy as possible. And think about it. You may have 10 ways to get to the ballpark. Take the tram, take the train, take a ferry, take mass transit, maybe we can make that the cool thing to do and leave your cars as far away from the ballpark as possible.
Yeah. Well, you guys are resilient. I give you a lot of credit. Keep the fight, man. We're behind you here. You know that.
No, I do know that. You guys have been great, and it's been a minute since we've caught up, and we finally get to poke our head up again. So appreciate all of your support, and we'll try to engage the fan base now. A lot of people thought maybe we went away, but we're roaring back, and it's time to go.
All right, let's get it. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, guys. Always good to catch up.
You too. Craig Cheek, he is the founder, president, Portland Diamond Project.
My favorite thing I heard, and I know we got so much to get into.
Well, we got a post-game show segment next.
My favorite thing I heard was, regardless of Major League Baseball, they're going to try to pull the trigger on that property. That, to me, is a big deal.